Are you a sucker for quaint old homes, the Victorian style, with the big wraparound porches and a rocking chair right up front? Or how about a historic downtown where you can spend a relaxing afternoon browsing antique shops? Or maybe you like a town that has those parts to it, but you also want modern conveniences. Well, you're in luck because you're going to find all of that in Waxahachie. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, my name is Wendy Pennell and I am a realtor and a broker here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and have been for over 13 years now. I've also lived here in the great state of Texas since 1975, and today let's talk a little about charming Waxahachie. So, what do you need to know first? Well, Waxahachie is a suburb of Dallas with a population of somewhere around 33,000. Living in Waxahachie offers this quaint sense of community with a beautiful historic district, Victorian homes, festivals, and lots of parkland. It has this really cozy down-home feeling with friendly neighborhoods. One thing you should know is Waxahachie is growing really fast. While it has this quaint historic district, it also has lots of new construction. In the Metroplex, if you're coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're going to run into landlocked cities with little to no new construction because they simply don't have the space. Other cities still have growing room, and Waxahachie is one of them. You can get a brand new home in Waxahachie on a 1-acre lot here in the $450,000 range. That's not bad. So it has potential, right? Let's talk about the pros and cons of living in Waxahachie. Is Waxahachie a good place to live? Well, let's find out. Your pro number one is going to be true for most, but not all, not necessarily all Dallas area towns. In Waxahachie, you're going to have plenty of nice weather. Now, of course, every state has its own unique weather, and you're going to find that's true in Texas too. If you love spending your days outside, going on picnics, adventures to the lake, local parks, barbecues with friends, and all of those sporting events with your kids, you're going to love living in Waxahachie. Now, granted, there will be small pockets of extremely hot weather, and occasionally you may see a little snow, but the majority of the year, it's pretty decent. Okay, pro number two. Waxahachie is off the beaten path. Now, me personally, I like off the beaten path. In my videos, you'll find I spotlight many cities that you won't find anywhere else on YouTube. I mean, honestly, when most people consider moving to the Dallas area, they think about towns to the north, like Frisco, Plano, McKinney, Prosper, Southlake. Yeah, you know the ones I'm talking about because you've seen the videos on those. But those cities are growing super fast, and the roads that lead to them are full of traffic. So me personally, I like to explore the smaller towns, those undiscovered jewels that no one has heard about. And Waxahachie is one of them. So consider going in the opposite direction. Instead of heading north of downtown, give it a try going south because Waxahachie is waiting for you. Now, true, it's off the beaten path, but it may end up being a fantastic place to live in for you and your family. Plus, I mean, you can't deny this perk. The home prices are more agreeable than the price tags you're going to see north of downtown. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying prices aren't going up here too, but overall, they're still less. Okay, pro number three, and I really like this one. There's a lot of development and fantastic employment opportunities here. Many smaller towns are what you would call bedroom communities. They may offer nice housing and a charming feel, but with that, you're guaranteed a commute. That isn't the case in Waxahachie. It has its own hospital, movie theater, assisted living, banks, There's a lot of development here and a lot of jobs. Now, why do I like that so much? Because you can live and work off the beaten path. Most times enjoying a small town feel is going to involve maybe not enjoying a commute. I love that Waxahachie is self-sustaining. It has those many job opportunities. I love it. Okay, so what big corporations are bringing those job opportunities? Well, you have Walgreens, Owens Corning, AEP Industries, and Baylor Scott and White. Okay, pro number 4, moving on. Pro number 4, Waxahachie has a beautiful downtown. If you're ever visiting Waxahachie, one thing you do not want to miss is the historic downtown. And definitely all the antique shops on the downtown square and Rogers Street. You also have your Happies, the Dove's Nest, My Father's House, Old Town Village, and Red Barn, just to name a few. The downtown area is also where the Texas Country Reporter Festival is held, along with many car shows and Christmas events. So like I said, Waxahachie, lacking charm, it is not. Okay, moving on to pro number 5. How about its very own brewery? Yeah, you heard me right. Out of the way, Waxahachie has its very own Railport Brewery. It's the first family-owned and operated brewery in Ellis County. The people are super friendly. They welcome you inside to their tasting room, and you'll find snacks like Lucky Charms. Crazy, right? Plus, they have this really neat indoor seating area and also an outdoor patio to relax in. They have all kinds of live music and food trucks there. It's pretty awesome. Okay, going along with the brewery. Pro number 6. Okay, so this maybe doesn't go along with the brewery, but it kind of does. Pro number 6, White Rhino coffee. Now, maybe you've never heard of White Rhino. I get it, just moving into the area. Maybe you haven't heard of it, but this is a South Dallas staple. And it opened its largest spot ever in a restored Victorian home off of Main Street. When you walk in the front door, you're gonna feel like you walked into someone's living room. It's a 2-story coffee shop with so much space to sit and lounge. Like you can go downstairs, upstairs, veranda up front, or you can hang out on the patio out back. Now, okay, picture that over here and compare that to your typical crowded coffee shop, right? No comparison. So I told you Waxahachie has its charm, right? Am I right? Okay, this White Rhino also serves up some amazing food, which conveniently brings me to my 7th pro, excellent dining. Dining in Waxahachie offers so many choices. Need a sweet bite or maybe like an entire cake? Bittersweet Bakery is a great resource for your sweet tooth. Have a hankering, I don't know, for like a pimento cheese sandwich? Slide up to the counter at Farm Luck. Or maybe you're feeling like a slice of pecan bourbon pie. Head on over to the Dove's Nest. Now, you know what I love about this? I love that just like Waxahachie, these restaurants are off the beaten path. Just a little more charm there for you. Now, we do need to be realistic here. Every single place has pros and cons, including Waxahachie. So we got to talk about those. We got to talk about the cons. The first con you should know about is you're going to find a longer commute and more traffic with Waxahachie. Now, I mentioned before that Waxahachie has excellent employment opportunities within its own city, and I love that. But if you're working in downtown Dallas, it's going to be a good 40-minute drive. Also, you need to know this, again, being honest with you, right? The highways you need to take are not the greatest. Here's an example. Folks here love the George W. Bush Tollway. The traffic is light, the highway is new, and it just makes for this amazing commute. Well, you're not going to get that with Waxahachie, okay? If you're commuting to Dallas from Waxahachie, you're going to get the joys of I-35, where there's always traffic and there's always construction. So, again, you're always going to have your cons. If you're a commuter, it's something you're going to want to think about. Okay, another con you should consider, con number 2, is that there's more of a variety of types of housing in Waxahachie. I mean, you're going to find single-family homes, of course, but you're also going to find a decent amount of duplexes, townhomes, and apartments. There are some cities in the Metroplex, literally like South Lake comes to mind, where there are only single-family homes. But most cities are going to have a mix, and Waxahachie is like that. I mean, as a whole, folks tend to like single-family homes. People can own their own homes, put down deep roots. You get this sense of permanence. You get to know your neighbors, establish relationships. So in Waxahachie, you are going to have some more of what we call like high-density housing, like apartments and that sort of thing. So you just need to know that with those, you're going to see a little more moving and transiency. And again, this isn't an uncommon thing. It's just something to keep in mind. Okay, con number 3, you're going to encounter at some point or another violent Texas thunderstorms. Okay, these are going to be the most common in the spring, but you'll get some in the summer too. With those storms, you're going to face the possibility of like hail damage and even tornadoes. So again, those are not a myth. They really do happen. Okay, con number 4, moving on, you need to know that in Waxahachie, home prices are on the rise. Okay, in all fairness, this is true in all of the cities and towns in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But Waxahachie once had this reputation as being the affordable place to move a family, and you just need to know that's not necessarily true anymore. If I were going to put it in one sentence, I would say Waxahachie is quaint, but also rapidly expanding. It's a beautiful place to live with lots of restaurants, great shopping, and tons of job opportunities. So, what do you think? Does Waxahachie sound like a good fit for you? In any event, whether it's Waxahachie or any other suburb in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I would love to help find the right community for you. Remember, I love to spotlight the hidden jewels that no one else is talking about. So, if that sounds good to you, sounds like a good fit, hop on over to my YouTube channel because you're going to find cities there that no one else is talking about, okay? Cities like Kennedale, Midlothian, Mansfield, Ovilla. In fact, if you find an area that looks interesting, drop me a message, comment below, and I will make a video about it. Listen, thank you so much for watching. Again, have a great day.